Hello everybody, I am Jedi Jack Penguin and welcome back to another LEGO Star Wars review. So today we're going to be looking at a set from Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, that being set number 7115, Gungan Patrol. This set includes 77 pieces, originally retailing for $9.99 when it released on January 1st of 2000. Now I got this for Christmas a year ago. I bought it off eBay with the box and the instructions and pretty much everything. It was complete for like, I think 20 bucks or so, which I thought was a pretty good deal for this set, considering this is something that I would really love to see LEGO make nowadays. Not sure how they would make a set like this exist, because this is just something that feels so Episode 1 merchandise that they probably would never make again. Looking at the box art design, you get that classic Episode 1 or just the prequel style box art for the early years of LEGO Star Wars, where you get to see your yellow flesh tone minifigures in the more like stylized look, and even Queen Amidala up there, which is really interesting to see that they included that. I mean, maybe they had a version of her figure in mind for a set, I don't know. But that would have been really cool back in the day. You get the planet of Naboo in the background, your name of the set, Gungan Patrol, and your set number and piece count from the bottom there. From the back side of the box, it shows a lot of the different pieces being used to build this particular set, which you can also use to make whatever you want. LEGO suggested making alternate models back in the day. Wish that they do that now, because, I mean, creativity is what LEGO's all about, and I think a lot of people have really lost that idea in their mind. Also have to point out this having push tabs back in the day. LEGO really hasn't moved very far away from that. Within the box, there are a number of papers, one of which being your instruction manual mimicking the front of the box. You get the final overall model from the back side. One other thing I have to talk about when it comes to instructions back in the day is that they did have these little stills from the movie featured from the very top, so that's really cool, just showing where this set came from. That's something that I think LEGO should continue to do to this day, even though it is an outdated, I guess, technique. I think it was really cool of them doing that back in the day, and even just like the specialized versions of the numbers here, where you can see like the Gungan shield print inside there. I think that's really cool. I'm not going to bore you by flipping through the entirety of these things, but we got a LEGO catalog from the year 2000. Just featuring a lot of really cool stuff inside here. Maybe I'll do a separate video looking at this someday. And we also got another catalog featuring some things that I guess call to order, which is really cool, and or like mail-in order even, which is really cool that they were able to include that back in the day. And again, just advertising some of the stuff that you would have been able to get in the year 2000 that were like brand new and such. Looking at our minifigures, we have Jar Jar Binks, who would appear in 4 other sets. This is the 1999 release. You don't get any printing on the head mold, though the head mold was the very first, I believe, head mold ever that LEGO made specialized for a minifigure, so that's really neat. Get the printing from the front of the torso, no leg printing, which isn't necessary. This is such a great figure for the time period, and they improved him so much when they re-released him in 2011. I think we really do need to see a new Jar Jar minifigure on the market. I don't know why we don't have one on the market. It's a figure that I think is really necessary for a lot of people's collections. And alongside Jar Jar, we get a Gungan soldier. I believe this is supposed to be Captain Tarples, if I'm not mistaken, just because of the green outfit, or at least that's what this character is named within the LEGO Star Wars video games. We get the print from the front of the torso, which you can't really see. It's all blocked out by these accessories. Speaking of these accessories, you get a spear, just like Jar Jar, but we get a brand new print for the shield piece, which is really cool to see that they did that back in the day. You don't see them doing that very much now. But looking at the torso printing, looks really nice. Same exact head that you'll see for Jar Jar though, which is, I guess it's fine. It works fine for the time period. They didn't want to make anything special for this guy. Getting another Gungan in addition to Jar Jar Binks in one set, really amazing. For the builds, our minifigures come with their steeds, the Kaadus, one of which carrying this giant thing behind it. That being this energy ball holder, which if you open this back flap here, you'll reveal a bunch of these cylinder pieces in trans blue to represent energy balls that they're using against the Trade Federation. You get a total of 6 of those hidden within that compartment. The whole idea is that these store them and then the Gungans are supposed to wallop them off, though they don't actually have anything to try and like send them off at the bad guys, which is kind of confusing. I would think that they would have some sort of flick fire missiles, though I don't think those have been invented yet. Speaking of how this thing is connected and dragged behind this creature, we get a lot of these giant flex tube pieces, which remain somewhat exclusive to this particular set, though I believe some of them also appeared within some LEGO Technic sets. Same go for the flex tubes that you'll see on the next guy that we'll be looking at. But I did want to take a closer look at this Kaadus, which we're going to do with the next one just because I don't want to detach all of these things from this guy, but it's so cool to see that LEGO made this back in the day. I believe this may have been one of the very first specialized animal molds that LEGO ever made for Star Wars, which is really cool. You get a saddle in there, so you can actually stand your minifigure. And also I do want to point out that the ears don't really interfere with the back there, which is really great. Another thing that I have to point out is that these also come with 4x4 plate pieces from the very bottom. I guess that's because they're unable to stand by themselves. We'll try that in just a second. But I did also want to show that this is supposed to roll, this back section, on the ground, so it is kind of confusing and annoying that this is all plated from the front. And you can see that we get those spinny plate pieces that work with the dish pieces and the Technic connection from within to form this build that's holding all the energy balls. Now, getting up close and personal with Jar Jar's Kaadus, we get those studs for the eyes, no printing, you get that full earth orange look for this guy, and again just getting those 2x2 plate pieces, which is a little confusing. I mean, he does look like he can stand up by himself, but maybe they just had it as like grass or something just to show more of Naboo. I don't know. You get this printed 1x2 tile piece, which is not exclusive. You'll also have been able to get that within the 4-privet drive in 2002. You also get these longer antennae pieces from the back side in tan, which also came in some Technic sets, but was pretty much exclusive to this set as far as I know. You also get these leads from the very front, so if you want to hold on to one of those while you're standing your figure within the build, you can do so by just removing it and holding on to the lead, which is really cool that they include that as another option in addition to just clipping it to the side of the saddle there. I think this is really cool. Again, just getting this for the very first time ever in LEGO form. I know why this exists. They had other merchandise featuring these creatures back when they released episode 1, and just the amount of merchandise that they released for that film was a little overwhelming, and a lot of it didn't really sell as well as I guess they wanted it to. As a whole, for $10, you'd never be able to find something like this again. I mean, I know I'm gonna say that and they're gonna do a remake of this next year. I just know it. It's gonna be so hilarious. Honestly, I really hope that LEGO remakes this one day and makes the Kaadus like they have them within the LEGO Star Wars video game, the current one, not the complete saga where you do actually see this mold return. Characters for the time, they're outdated, but they look fine. I do really like the printing on the Gungan soldier. Jar Jar, classic as always. It comes down to them including those animals, which I'm really happy to finally add to my collection. So yeah, that's all that I have to say for this video. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below, what your thoughts are on this set. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon to know if I upload a new video. So yeah, that's it for now, and I will see you next time. Bye!